I thought I'd share my Jellybean cheat sheet with you there. Jellybean parts they're common, cheap, readily available, and made by multiple manufacturers. And these are just some of the ones that I like to use. Now, I did have a comment on what program I use to make these my notes up with, and so what I use is this Express PCB, and you can make your PCBs or your diagrams with that. But that's what I use, and it's fairly straightforward. So for my cheat sheet here, in fact, I'll leave a link to the description for it. But these are the parts that I like to use. I always keep these on hand. You guys might have different ones that you like, but these are the ones I use. And so, starting off with a diode, 1N4007, which it's a 1 amp diode, and the Schottky is a 1N5819. That's also a 1 amp. And then a Zener. Usually use these 1N4733s. I have those on hand. Those are 1 watt Zeners. A bunch of LEDs. Bridge rectifier. I have these KBP 210. There's a 2 amp rectifier, good for 1,000 volts. And then for transistors, I always NPN. I usually go for a 2N222. And the for the PNP is a 2907. Darlington, I'll usually use a TIP 120. So on those I have the pinouts on those and how they look there. MOSFETs, I usually have a bunch of these 2N7000s, and they're good for 200 milliamps, and I have the pinout for those. And then for the MOSFET, N-channel MOSFET, I'll use a IRL Z44N. It's a logic level one, so I can control it with 5 volts, and those are good up to 47 amps. And then for the P channel, I just have a IRF 9510. They're only good for 4 amps, but here's the pinout for those. And then I have some configurations of how these work as a switch, to turn on a relay or whatever. Here's a diode, how that the Zener diode works. Voltage reference, I usually have these LM431s. Like I say, there's multiple parts you guys can have. These are the ones I like, and so you might have come up with different ones. Of course, the old 555 timers, and a voltage regulator is always good to have around. An LM317, that's adjustable. You can make anything you want with that. And then I keep these LM7805s, which is a 5 volt regulator, and how to hook it up, the pinouts. For op amps, I like these LM358s. They're just, Jellybean op amp. And here it is as a non-inverting output. And then the comparator, I like the LM393s. And the pinouts are usually the same on all these types. And here's a diagram of the for a voltage comparator down here. But that's about it. That's my Jellybean cheat sheet. These are the ones I like to use. I mean, you can white these out and put whatever you like in there. But I keep this around so that when I pick one out, I can remember the pinout, how they work. So yeah, that's all it is. That's my cheat sheet. I'll put a link in the description. Thank you.